heard a loud boom, and just all of a sudden the engines quit, and everything was quiet.
The fatal nighttime training crash of two Black Hawk helicopters from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. One nearby resident describing the moment in western Kentucky late last night. 9 soldiers from the 101st Airborne on board. Governor Andy Beshear at Fort Campbell today, emotional, speaking directly to the families.
We know a lot about loss in Kentucky, especially these last 3 years. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to wrap our arms around these families.
The 2 helicopters, one carrying 4 crew members, the other 5. The tight-knit western Kentucky community today coming together in tragedy as they have so many times in the past 2 years. And WHAS 11 News is also in Cadiz, Kentucky tonight. It is our top story here at 6. Hello, everyone. I'm Doug Proffitt. Here's what we know right here at the top of the hour. Fort Campbell leaders say the crews were running a training flight with the pilots, co-pilots, and medical personnel on board. All 9 on board the 2 helicopters killed in the crash. This crash happened in a rural wooded area in Cadiz, Kentucky. That's far western Kentucky in Trigg County. No homes or buildings appear to be damaged. WHAS 11's Isaiah Kim Martinez and chief photojournalist Philip Merle have been in the area all day long.
Back roads across the heart of Trigg County have been closed all day as investigators try to piece together what led to the tragic death of 9 servicemen just 35 miles northwest of the Fort Campbell base, where Governor Andy Beshear stood alongside Army leadership, echoing support for those who are mourning.
We're going to let them know that they are loved, they are special, and if they'll allow us to carry some of their grief, we'll do that for as long as we can.
An aircraft safety crew from the Army base in Fort Rucker, Alabama, has been tasked to travel over and investigate what went wrong. At this point in time, we don't know if there was a collision midair between the 2 Black Hawk helicopters, which authorities told us were flying in multi-ship formation, meaning side by side. They're known to be as reliable as any aircraft in the Army. General John Lubis, deputy commander of the 101st Airborne Division, called this a routine training mission using night vision goggles.
We're hopeful that when we get the team from Fort Rucker here and they're able to pull some of the data out of the onboard computers, that we'll have a better understanding of exactly what happened.
Over in Cadiz, Kentucky, where the helicopters crashed.
Last night it was definitely, Blackhawks that were flying around.
Brett Green said late Wednesday night his mother-in-law heard what sounded like thunder, and then he heard sirens.
It is tragic because I may have known some of these guys. That's the sad part about it, and I don't know.
Green, a former private pilot himself and father to 2 kids who served, is just like so many in the neighborhood who are accustomed to aircrafts making rounds.
And anybody that's flown in these helicopters for a long period of time, at some point in time, there's a good chance they may be involved in some sort of a crash. They understand the risk. It's just in this case, I'm just not really sure what really happened.
These Black Hawk variants were medical evacuation aircrafts, but General Lubis said things went wrong during flight, not during evacuation drills. So while the timeline for answers is unclear right now, the biggest priority, officials say, is to let the affected families know they have everyone's support.
Pray for our military and try to appreciate what they do.
And Army officials were asked when the last time a severe crash like this had happened before. That information was not made immediately available, but they did say we're all lucky this didn't end up in a residential area. To this point, they say no injuries have been reported to residents nearby on the ground. I'm Isaiah Kim Martinez here in Fort Campbell, Kentucky.